Airbnb $509. You can't afford that right now. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in your life. Runway New York, $45. That doesn't exist right now. I'm sorry. If you have to take out student loans to pay for rent, you cannot be affording to Airbnb $590. That does not mathematically fit into your equation if you have to borrow to pay for your rent situation. Welcome to Monthly Money, where we take a look at someone's past month's spending and the income that's coming in, see how that all comes together to meet the financial goals they're trying to achieve or get over the financial obstacles that are holding them back. Today we are meeting with Daryl. Daryl, how old are you and where are you based out of?
I am 21 and I'm based out of College Park, Maryland.
College Park, Maryland. I actually haven't heard of that place, and I'm like a geography nerd. Interesting. So what do you do there for a living?
I am a journalism student at the University of Maryland, College Park.
Oh, very cool. What year of college are you in?
I'm in my senior year.
Senior year. So studying journalism. What are you gonna do after college?
Either a fellowship or an internship program that'll hopefully lead me to a full-time newsroom job.
In the journalism world, is that typically what people do instead of just going straight into a full-time position?
It depends. I've only had one internship my entire college career, so I probably want to get another one under my belt before looking for a job. But usually, if people have had two or three or more internships, I feel like I've usually seen them just go straight for a job.
Very interesting. Okay. So, what are some of the financial obstacles that are just kind of in your life right now, and what potential goals are you trying to achieve as well that you think I could help with?
I'd say obstacles is definitely having more like self control when it comes to spending. That's something I've been slowly getting better with, but over the summer I kind of went buck wild because I had a paid internship and I was like, I have all these funds.
Oh no.
Yeah. So definitely looking back with regret. As for obstacles, yeah, just kind of overspending, um, eating out a lot, like the little $2 purchases here and there at like cafes on campus. Um, and yeah, I'd say those are like the biggest things I'm dealing with at the moment. And trying to figure out grocery shopping, that's a challenge. Goals, I would say definitely build back up a savings. I need to start my retirement. I've been putting it off, but I need to start doing that.
What do you mean by build back up savings?
Yeah, so I had a savings and I ran through it during the pandemic, like 2021, 2020, like during Zoom University. Yeah, it's not something I'm proud of.
So, how much was there and where did it go?
How much? I think maybe it was like $2, $3,000, which I was like, I think is pretty decent for like a college student. And I just spent it on like Uber, like eating out, online shopping like Amazon or like various like stores I like to buy from. Um, yeah, just like upsetting.
Yeah, they'll get you. Yeah. So, how does your grocery shopping and cooking at home look today? How many meals a week would you say you eat at home that you prepare versus eat out?
So I'm on a dining plan, but it's limited. So I the meals I don't eat at the dining hall, I balance with eating at home. Um, I'd say maybe like I don't know, how do I have a how many do I eat at home? Probably like 4 to 5. I eat breakfast at home every day. Okay, so that's more than that. Sorry. I eat breakfast at home every day, and then sometimes I'll eat lunch or dinner at home. But some meals at the dining hall are free because it aligns with like other events that are happening where there's like a free meal with it. Um, but yeah, I would say like breakfast 7 days a week at home. And then sometimes I'll have lunch or dinner that I'll cook for myself, like in a batch at the beginning of the week, and then eat off of it throughout the week.
So, tell me how school's being paid for right now, which includes this meal plan.
Yes. So I would say most of it is being paid with like grants and scholarships, and the rest are student loans, mostly because I'm living on campus. I'm not living on campus. I'm living off campus, but very close to campus this year. So I have like rent, and that is being paid with loans, and then the rest of my um like school stuff is being paid with scholarship and grants.
Oh man. I really don't like the rent with student loans. Like, I mean, if we were talking just school itself, like I wouldn't be getting the feeling that I was getting, but paying rent, especially when it looks like you sent me 3 pay stubs, meaning you have a job right now, correct?
Not right now. That was an internship.
So you have no income source right now?
No, I just started a small part-time job, but it is emphasis on small. It's less than 6 hours a week because of my schedule.
What's even the point of 6 hours a week?
Yeah, it's at this point, it's just like pocket change. It's yeah.
How many credit hours do you have right now?
18.
Yeah, that's big. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We'll circle back to that. So I see 4 different financial accounts. So let's start with checking. With Navy Federal, there's a checking and a savings in here. Savings just has 0. We'll just say that right away. And then the checking, 2,715 came in. That's awesome. Withdraws 1,758, so less than was put in with an ending balance of $1,000. How was the 2,715 put in there? Was that from the internship or what is that from?
Um, that might have. I have to hold on. Let me check. Um,
I see deposit payroll, so that probably would have been from that. Uh, then,
yeah. I would probably say, oof, this is, okay. Uh, I think a lot of it was credit card payments. Um, and I also know that,
no, I'm talking about the money that came in, 2,715. Like the 2,715.
from my yeah, that was probably from like pay stub because I started in the middle of a pay period. So they gave us half a week and then they gave us the um other week. That also might have been something else. I frankly do not remember, which is a bit embarrassing.
Okay, well, what I see is payroll and some Venmo cash out, but mostly the payroll. So, and it lines up with the pay stubs you showed me. So, that, I guess it's just the final from the internship. Now I also see you don't really spend money on this card, and everything was just transferred to credit cards, essentially.
Yeah, I tried the like I just do it for like the cashback points. That's mainly it. I don't really use my debit a lot, very infrequently.
Sure. And then before we get into those credit cards, you do have savings with American Express, 731, as in $7.31.
Yep.
So it doesn't really exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Navy Federal Credit Union Cash Rewards Visa card. New balance $706 with a $20 minimum payment due. Do you, okay, so I saw, new purchases of 2,209 with a payment of 1,428, new balance 706. Do you hold credit card balances at all?
Um, I usually don't. Recently, I have been, to be honest, yes. My goal obviously is to always pay it off in full so I don't accrue interest, but I've been slacking for I'd say the past few months. Yeah.
That's not good.
No, I know it's not. It's terrible actually.
So how much of a balance is on this card right now?
In current, the balance is 627.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's like 60% of the money you have. Okay. So spend it on here. Yeah. Uber trip, kind of your postage and Wingstop and a New York Times subscription, 2 Amazon purchases, and Wanderoo and City Concert, Runaway New York, Metro, it looks like, Spring Mart, Google YouTube subscription, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Bloomingdale's, lots of postage, an Apple subscription.
I run an online shop.
Depop, Michaels. Oh, what's this? University View rent. Yeah, that's a pretty expensive rent too for a college student. $1,400. Yikes. Okay, and Bear Home, Sears, another New York Times.
Yeah, that was apartment stuff.
Yeah, you have a lot of subscriptions that I wouldn't be doing right now if the balances are being held over on credit cards. You can do it if the balances are not being held over, but if they're being held over, which they currently are with no income source, subscriptions are the last thing that really anyone can have with no income source, because it just piles on and you just forget, and then you are definitely having a lot of fun going into the city, it looks like. So
Yeah, that was a trip my friend and I took.
yeah, so that's expensive, but you do have another credit card. What is the current balance on this Discover card?
For the Discover, it is oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is about 2K. It's 2050.
Oh, that's real bad. Why? I mean, I see like almost $1,000 was probably for books. It says University of Maryland, like $900. I assume that was for books or something.
That was for my okay, so I need an internship to graduate with my major, but we have to take a mandatory internship class. And so that was the tuition for the internship class that I had to do.
I hate how four-year institutions just milk students for money. It's disgusting.
Students have tried to like fight against that, but I got the internship late in the summer, so I was already past the deadline of applying for a scholarship, which would have covered that. If I got the internship sooner, I would have been able to apply for it, but it was past the deadline and I had to pay it if I wanted to get credit for the course. So
Being forced to take an internship for an internship. Awesome. Chipotle coffee, Remedy Den restaurant, and Jenny Diner, and let's see, Spotify subscriptions, and Villa Maya, and PayPal with Lyft and Ticketmaster, and Megabus $166, Airbnb $509. You can't afford that right now. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in your life. Runway New York $45. That doesn't exist right now. I'm sorry. If you have to take out student loans to pay for rent, you cannot be affording to Airbnb $590. That does not mathematically fit into your equation if you have to borrow to pay for your rent situation. Lots of Metro. This is when you went into town. CVS and more Metro. So those, I understand the college thing. You're kind of forced to do that, but having a $2,000 balance on here, $600 balance on the other one, so $2,600. But you have $1,000 in your checking account. That is not a sustainable way to finish your last year in college. That you're gonna put yourself into a really bad situation. You can't do that.
yeah, no, it's not good at all.
Okay. What do your student loans look like right now?
I can log in. I took out from federally, I plan on applying for the student loan forgiveness. That's about um for private loans, it's a little over 10.
Private loans? Why are there private loans?
Listen, if I was able to borrow more from the government, I would have, but there's like a cap, so I was only allowed to borrow. Let me log into my financial aid portal really quickly.
There are rules in the allowance of things you're allowed to do. You are allowed to go to a concert. You all of a sudden cannot go to a concert if you can't afford rent. You are not allowed to go to a concert if you have to take out student loans in order to pay rent. You are not allowed to go do anything and get coffee if you're taking out private student loans to pay for rent. That doesn't work. You know that, right? I know I'm digging into you, but why? What's your attempted justification behind this? Because it's obviously wrong.
Yeah, I foolishly, I did not budget my internship checks, and I was like, oh, I'm interning full time. I'm making a decent amount per hour. It'll work out. It obviously did not. And yeah, so I'm looking for.
What's the interest rate on these private student loans?
12. Well, okay.
Oh, dude.
I know.
You don't have to do this. There are so many options, and it sounds like you've been applying for scholarships and stuff like that. But I promise you, if $10,000 is all you needed to complete it, I promise you these last 4 years you could have worked more. I promise even with 18 hours right now, you would not be having fun, but just from college experiences of my own and everyone I know for a fact you can work more than 6 hours a week right now. I know for a fact you might not have fun. It might be a last year, but you do not have to borrow $10,000 at 12% interest right now. You don't have to. This is you're living on borrowed money for your debt. And a $1,400 mortgage, I don't know that area very well. Not mortgage, sorry, rent. I don't know that area very well, but that is stupid expensive for a college student. Why did you get into this rent?
It was going to be cheaper originally. I was planning on doing a 4x4 with someone I knew, but that fell through, and so I did a 2x2 um random assignment. But yeah,
How much did you actually look though? Because $1,400 is disgusting.
I agree. Yeah. A lot of the other spaces were full because frankly, I commuted last year, so there was no borrowing. I just had my scholarship. And then online before that, and then I lived on campus freshman year because it was required. And at the time, my scholarship covered that. Because I had a different scholarship, and so with this, I commuting was extremely stressful because it was like an hour and a half one way to get to class. So I was like, I need to live near campus to make my life easier and I can be more involved. It's really hard to find affordable housing in College Park. I For like various reasons, I can't like walk extremely far distances. So I chose a place that had a shuttle that came to the complex to the university because we have like a shuttle system.
You don't have a car.
No, I don't have a car. I don't have a car for medical reasons, so it does make my life more challenging. I usually rely on public transportation, which is why there was the metro, uh not the non New York City Metro Smart Trip card because I'll take this train or the bus. Um
Sure.
so it does make my life a bit harder in that regard.
Yeah. Well, it's time to boost work to 20 hours a week minimum, which I know you can do. It's going to suck butts. You're going to be up late. It's not going to be fun, but you got to do that and no more borrowing for rent. If at a minimum you just pay for rent and ramen noodles and utilities, I'm good with that. That's fine. And then just because you're already in the situation you're in. There's nothing that we can say of like, well, you should have been working, all this stuff, whatever. You are where you are. The debt you have is where you have.
Yeah, yeah, definitely when it's like a first come first serve thing. It's like a I'm like kind of like a for crew at the dining hall, so as soon as I can, I'll sign up for some stuff.
No, apply for another job that can be hopped onto a bus, a coffee shop that you go to, something like that. Service, some of the job market's cutting back a little, but the service industry is still insane in demand.
Yeah, there are a lot of places on I could look on campus for on campus jobs too, like at the library, they hire a lot of people. Elsewhere in the College Park community, there are definitely people hiring. Um,
It'll get you $1,300 a month if you work 20 hours. 20 hours.
I was also considering applying for an internship next semester because those usually pay hourly and it also is kind of
Well,
go towards it at the same time it goes towards my professional goals.
if you're going to do an internship, do it in your last semester of college because with the debt that you have taken out, I don't think you can do an internship right after you graduate college. You need to get into a career position immediately. And I don't care if it's not your dream position. You need to take care of a horrible interest private student loan debt because that will just stay with you forever and it will balloon. It'll just balloon. I've talked to so many people where they've already been on the other side of the balloon process. Don't allow yourself to get there. And I don't think you're going to be able to intern post-graduation. You're going to have to go into some kind of field immediately.
Yeah.
It's not the dream. I get it. But I promise you that the longevity of not being able to pay for your life and have this student loan grow and just bear down on you is much worse than not working your dream career for 2 years.
No, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so you don't have money right now, and currently you're not working at all. So I say you do 20, maybe even 30 hours a week if you can, budgeting the heck out of everything. It's not great for diet, but I don't think you can really afford anything other than hot dogs and ramen noodles. It doesn't fit into your situation, and you're borrowing money at 12% in order to do all this insane stuff that you were spending on credit cards, now holding a credit card balance. You need to make this money now, pay off those credit cards as soon as you can, budgeting throughout. You can't, oh my goodness, you can't spend food right. You can't spend money on food right now. You cannot go to any coffee shop. You cannot since you already paid for the dining hall, eat as much of the meals there as you can that fits without having to spend more. Any calories you're able to consume should be there.
Yeah, I do that. There on Saturday I can also get for the outside of breakfast I can get meals there for lunch and dinner. And on Friday nights I get dinner there. So yeah. So that's a few meals taken out. But yeah, groceries are very, very expensive.
Yes, and you have to get the cheapest of the cheap of the cheap. Right.
Yeah, I do try. Like I got like I think $2 eggs the other day, which is pretty decent considering eggs are now also very expensive.
Yeah, you might not be able to. I'm serious. Where this it sucks with the diet, but you legit might only be able to do like microwave boiled hot dogs and ramen noodles because nothing else really fits into your situation.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of ramen too.
It's not good long term for health, but you won't be doing it for very long. You're just right now. You're in the process of digging yourself in a hole, and so many people wish they're in your situation where you have the chance to turn it around now, versus already being on the bad side. So please turn this around. Get on a budget today. By the end of the day, you have the most strict budget everywhere. Apply for jobs. Work 30 hours a week. I'm changing it from 20 to 30. You have no fun during the week. You do not go to a single restaurant. You do not go to a single show. You do not get any kind of coffee. Nothing that is not ramen, hot dogs, and dining meals. Nothing is being spent on for fun. So, and then really from your work, anything that doesn't go for rent, man, you've already just put yourself in such a bad hole. Really, any single cent that you can get needs to go to paying off these credit cards right now. You don't want to hold these balances. They'll also balloon. So what are you going to do? I want to hear from your perspective. What are you going to do?
With my job, work as many hours as I can. Um, make a budget, a detailed budget, and not spend out. Um, yeah.
Let Daryl know what you think about his financial situation in the comments below, and give him some love in the comments for coming on the show and showing his financial situation to the world so that it can help other people as well. If you want to be on the show and you have a financial situation you want me to look at, email me at castingcalebhammer@gmail.com, which is also found in the description below. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.